Welcome to Flat Earth Early Bird number 2631. I'm your host, Arwin, and before we start the show, please don't forget to share it on any platform you deem fit, and if you haven't already, follow me here on Rumble and be here when I'm going live, which is normally 2 p.m. Amsterdam time every day. And please also do support me through the gift card, PayPal, Patreon, Gifts and Go. Links are all in the description box below, or send me super chat over to Rumble live chat when the show is live, or subscribe to my channel. Support me that way. Any support would be greatly appreciated. I could really use it. Right. So yeah, I'm starting a little bit late today. I don't know how this keeps happening. Forgot to set my alarm clock, so... But hey, I had a really good night rest. So the weather out there is clouded. I thought it was gonna change around because in the morning I woke up a bit earlier and it was like really blue sky and sunny for a bit. But yeah, then just a couple of hours later it turned back into this. It's basically a gray soup, but with some really big clouds too. I can see like a tiny little blue spot over there. I mean, yeah, I don't know. It looks like it could rain. It has rained also yesterday. So those big clouds did drop some off. But, yeah, one thing stands out is that there's a lot less wind. The wind has died down a bit. So it just kept going and going yesterday. Right. Hello. It is Wednesday, the 13th of May 2026. Temperature 11 degrees Celsius, 82% humidity, 14 kilometers an hour wind, 27% precipitation. So yeah, as I said, it's probably going to be some rain. Right. So, hope everybody out there is having a great Wednesday. I am doing pretty good. Made made chicken ketchup again with lots of ginger root, ginger powder, and like this ginger syrup with chicken and rice and sambal bonches, green beans, like with red hot chili peppers in there and in coconut fat. It's great. It's like kind of a standard now that I can do, and it is a lot of work. It took me like I'm not sure, like between 1 and 2 hours. It was just really zoned in eventually, and yeah, forgot the time, but it took a long time, but it was worth it, even though a lot of the ingredients are not organic. Like the chicken or the ginger or the green beans, but like all the extra stuff, yeah, I used organic spices basically and organic fats. And I mean, yeah, in the end, that like the fats especially is really important. But yeah, turned out great. I got food for now a couple of days with that, like at least 2, maybe 3, and looking forward to it. Because it was just really nice, and like I feel really good. Like my joints and everything, it's just like, maybe it's because of like the weather transition that it helps for that specifically. Because normally when it's like the weather like this, after it's been warm, you get a little bit of aches and all that in joints Well, I don't feel any of that now, any of it. So I guess specifically for that effect, it works really well. All those spices, the ginger specifically. But yeah, I feel great. And there's a way to test it too for myself, which is kind of weird. But like I have issues where sometimes I just like have songs that keep running in my head. Usually songs that really appeal to me or that I find extremely beautiful. Maybe even like in a tragic way, because there's like really like amazing cello bass type of classical music that's kind of sad, like in a computer game that I play, like Civilization 5, and it comes by sometimes and it just is like really impressive. But I mean, if you're like in pain emotionally, then it like really hits you. It's like, oh my god, you can get like kind of depressed from it, because it just draws to facing that specifically. It just does that. But now I feel great, and it's still echoing in my head, but it doesn't have that effect on me, which tells me I am doing great, because I can hear that one specific tragic song in my head, which I find beautiful even when I feel good. It's echoing in my head, but it's not drawing me down, which is like a really good sign. I've had, like in the past week, several moments where I was not feeling all that great, and then it comes in my head and like, oh shit, I have to get this out of my head somehow, because it's like bumming me out. Right? You don't want to like start like looking into the news about Lebanon and Israel or something and then listen to that music, because then it's like, oh my god, this world, oh fucking hell. Yeah, music could just be so incredibly impressive to me. When I was young, it was even worse, because it's like, it is glorious, but it's also like a bit too much, just like, and it's also weird when you're around other people and then certain music would play. Normally people don't even play that sort of music, but if it might pop up for some reason, then I'm there like, oh shit. I got people around me, but I'm being called by the music to actually get really emotional. Like, that's weird to people. Like, maybe if children do that, then everybody's like, ah, but like with adults, it's like, that's kind of weird. So, or as Owen Benjamin would say, that's gay. Like, yeah, I can't help it. It's just part of me. But I mean, I'm not gonna be like, oh, and people around me, oh, I'm being called, I can't stop myself, and then make a scene out of it. Like, that would actually be gay. That's not what I do. I'd just probably be there a bit wet-eyed and just like, no, I'm fine. While in the background, it's just like, whoa. That's, yeah, introversy. That is how I would typically do that. Anyway. Oh, feelings. Yeah, I have not made any new X posts that to review, because I watched a movie yesterday, and that also like impressed me, because it's a movie that was basically popping up on X, like some clip from it, and I was like, whoa, that looks pretty good. Like, then I checked it out, and it's like from the 90s, and I'm like, what the hell, how can I not know this movie? So I just downloaded it, started watching it, and it was really good. Like, really good. like so real. And I mean, it is apparently based on a real event or whatever, but it was so real. And by the way, yeah, it's a movie about an alien kidnapping thing. And I started eventually recognizing. Yeah, the movie is called Fire in the Sky, by the way, from '93. And it's basically about a bunch of wood-cutting, cowboy-looking Americans, but that are just like, anybody's real. Like, they're not overly stereotyped. It's just very real. And I don't know. I really hope to hear from other American guys. I might ask Gaining Wisdom, like, hey, do you know that movie? What do you think? Is that like really what that's really like in a more honest view? Because they seem to. And like Americans before like all the weird Marxist shit overcame it. Like these guys in that movie, like they don't know about that sort of crap. Like or rather it's not in their backyard. Like they're not bummed out by it. They're just living their lives and doing their work, and it's tough on them, but they're not getting like, oh, you're a bad white male or something. Like they don't know that hell yet, and you can really feel it off that movie. But then there is like the alien and UFO stuff, which is so great about the movie is that they keep it so small. The amount of actual like real special effects or props things that they do, the amount of time they spent on actually having that on screen is very small, which makes it like really about what happens to you in that experience afterward. It's all about like PTSD, basically, like being kidnapped by aliens, very much as it is, like really how they experienced it, not overblowing it or whatever. And a really surreal experience by that guy, but it's like so traumatic in a way that he like can't remember. He can't remember once he eventually reemerges, comes out, because that's like part of it. Basically, they see yeah, sorry, spoilers. I mean, it is a movie that's literally over 30 years old now, but bunch of guys get back from work and like on the road they suddenly bump into a giant kind of unregular looking UFO, and it's like really interesting special effects because it's not super overblown. It doesn't look like Close Encounters of the Third Kind, Fourth Kind, or whatever, one of those type of UFOs. It doesn't look like a standard saucer. It's just a weird thing. But like believable. And one of the guys is basically just being super impulsive, gets out of the car and it's like, I want to take a look closer, while everybody's like, what the fuck are you doing, you crazy bastard? But he's like, I'm gonna go for it, right? And which is, by the way, in a way also very American. I felt that. Just like, fuck it, insane risk, I want to check it out. Like that mad exploration drive, right? Because everybody else is just shitting their pants almost. And then, yeah, well, then he gets touched by the UFO. Now, not physically, but like beamed by some light. He basically falls over. They all think he's dead, and it does kind of look, the way it looks on camera at least, it is like, holy shit, that it's not doing well, it's not moving. And then they race off. And then eventually, like, the driver's like, I can't do this. Like, I gotta get him back. And he drops the rest off. Tries to drive back to find him, and he's gone. Can't find him anymore. And then is the rest of the story, which is really what it's all about. Like, the whole town, basically, they think that they might have, like, secretly killed him or something. And, like, while they're really good, upstanding Americans, like, really believable good guys, and well, yeah, the rest is just like that whole interaction and with the sheriff and how and what they themselves think, and then eventually he pops back up, but he's like completely crazy and naked, and he's like really crazy, like super heavy, shaky, and like shrieking when you touch him kind of thing, which is like extreme, but that can happen. It's also very well acted. And I mean, this movie is literally based on a real story. So I think that they really tried to put all the details of the experience right in it. It felt like that. And then, like, yeah, he recuperates, and then eventually, once he starts to calm down, like, the flashbacks. And I mean, Arwen, I have experienced that. With like the way that it overcame him is like, that's exactly like my frickin' Dark World vision shit. When that coming back over me, where you just like snap into it, and you're just like reliving it, and it's so vivid and it's really freaky, and yeah, and then eventually you get to see the whole picture of what he experienced in that lost time, because he was like gone for 5 days, and the whole setup of that place is like really creepy. It was really so very carefully thought out, or literally what the guy has experienced in the real world and then just properly put down. But very seriously freaky alien, as in surreal alien, really heavy and really scary. And very gray, like the style gray, not the way even the way the aliens looked was in a way almost scarier than like the standard gray alien with the big eyes. It was like scarier. And I remember the way their faces look, because I remember that from seeing it all the time on the front of a video cassette in the video rental store in my old hometown, where at the time in the 90s I would go there all the time to like check out new like sci-fi movies and all that, and it was always there staring at me and creeped me the hell out. And that was this movie, and it's just like, whoa, that was that movie. I've seen that image, and it freaked me out back then. And that's this movie. Amazing. But also just the way he experienced it, like there's no, oh, he gets beamed into the UFO, or they fly off and he looks through a window and he sees they're leaving the Earth and is going to space. No, nothing. They are all assuming, oh, he got in a UFO and he went into outer space. Also, because in that place there was basically sort of a zero-G situation happening, which is like fascinating how they actually did that in the movie, because this is like pre-CGI era. It was fascinating how they did that in the movie. It was just so surreal. Oh, I mean, I can really recommend it in that sense. It's a very intense movie, but it is like, you got to be a bit older. It's maybe a little bit too real. Or when you're really young, you wouldn't get a whole bunch of it. But I just started, as I'm seeing this, cross-referencing it with my model of how I think that these things, which I have thought about a lot, what they actually are. And that he may arguably have phased into the other dimension with them, that they took him and they phased out, and he phased with them basically into the other dimension, not outer space. And like everything that you get to see, it matches. It kind of matches that possibility a lot. To really think of them as extra dimensionals and not just some other humanoids that come flying down with their flying saucers to our planet. Like, no, that nothing of that is even suggested in it, except for what the people say about it which arguably was there, getting programmed into them by the television. But in the movie, from what you actually get to see with the experience, there's no hint at it, which is fascinating to me, especially since it's based on real events. So that's like, that means something to me. Cross-referencing it and trying to imagine very much like what I would do if I had been in that situation, because there's more weird shit. Yeah, and in a way, micro spoilers, but like when he's like awakens in that ship, he doesn't really know what the hell's going on. It's almost like he's awakening in a pod in the Matrix. He's like covered by this organic blather or something. He gets out of that. Turns out there's no freaking gravity. Freaks out. Then he tries to move out of that place. It's almost like a giant cocoon with compartments in the side, like a little bit like a hive. And he bumps into other cocoon things. And there's like dead people in there. But I mean, they don't really address it. But those dead people, that was literally him. Like a dead corpse of himself. He bumped into that in there. Which is like, whoa, bro. And they don't address it. He hasn't even mentioned it in the movie. But those are signs that it is freaking Dark World, that it is basically an extra dimensional simulation. And that those aliens, their experiments, they're not based in like how we would think of experimenting with things physically. I mean, they didn't just instantaneously grow a bunch of clones and then of that guy and then they went wrong. No, it's like they made copies of him. Because in the Dark World you can do that. It's really freaky. It's because it's like a simulation. You can just copy the program and then just have more versions. There's only one you're conscious, right? But like your representation of what you think your body is, your identity can be like copied out there. And I think that is actually part of what he experienced. Like they were experimenting with his identity. Because there's copies of him there. They were not moving. They did not bump into it like a living version of himself. It might have been there, but just the corpse. Like one time. It's so shocking. Like immediately you would think this is a dream. But he moved on. But I mean, it was a dream. But not just a dream. It was like an extra dimensional interaction dream. Or like what I say is like a Dark World vision. You have an out of body experience. You're not physically there. But there's like your mind is simulating an environment. And there's other entities that are not part of you that are in control of the simulation. And they're doing that to test you, to try to get something out of you that they can't just get communicating with you. It's really freaky and weird, and it just matched. Yeah. So I'm really impressed by this movie from a researching perspective. And it's like, it's gold, man. It's good. It's, dude, like 20 years, 30 years ago, it's just like, oh, it's a story about alien abduction. Okay. Sure. Oh, it's pretty well done. Yeah. Ooh, freaky. But now, with all the knowledge that I've built up and my own experience with the Dark World and all that, there is so much detail to actually see in it. And I bet that the guys that were making the movie were also very much into research. They were like, it's been made at least with like very tight help of ufologists, people that were researching into this sort of thing, to really get the real info, but at the same time keep it grounded enough to not, because I mean a lot of ufologists, they get their ideas and then they like overly expand on them. They draw in what they think might be possible and then they manifest it like it's normal in their way they're looking at it. And in a way, I risk doing that too with what I'm doing. Like, I'm back engineering way in the past, and I've just come to these conclusions. Like, yeah, fallen angels, they took control of, like, divine intervention devices, lured them out, captured them, started back engineering them, and developed all kinds of technology from that, but different. And then, like, you have the Tartaria thing, and like it's all very manifested in my mind. But I mean, there is so much information about it now that it can work like that. But in the 90s, there was not a lot of that. So a lot of ufologists and people that were just trying to reconstruct in their mind what the hell was going on, they had to fill the blanks. And those blanks were being filled by suggestions, often like planted CIA ideas. Or they would have their own ideas, imaginings, hunches, and then they would just fill it in with that. Because there was just not enough information, really. There's no internet as we know it now, no constant stream of quick explanation videos that are all AI researched and all that, right? Wasn't there yet. So ufologists that would put down the story had to fill in the blanks, and I've witnessed that firsthand when I went to a UFO conference in '98. But now it's different. But looking at this movie from '93 and comparing it to like what was out there with the ufologists and their ideas, it just makes me think like, no, the makers of this movie, they really talked to these guys. And they were just like really fascinated by it and just wanted to really put down an honest story of what really happened, like a testimony. And that's this movie. It's so real. It just is. It's like almost not a movie in that sense, but just more a documentary. Because the chain of events and everything, it doesn't make for like a typical nice fluid movie with like scenes and like, oh, the antagonist, oh, the conflict, oh, that sort of thing. It's not really there. It's just like a little bit here and there, but it's like natural. It's just a natural flowing set of events, and it makes it much more realistic and less of like a Hollywood movie. So yeah, I recommend it. Let's see. Yeah, Fire in the Sky. Oh god, so freaking creepy. Whoa. So at the IMDb, like all these guys that play in it are really old now. Yeah, I gotta put that in the title. Been talking about it for like half an hour now, so. Oh, damn it. clicked cancel. Crap. Yeah. So there it is. Movie review, Fire in the Sky, comparing to updated model of reality and Dark World visions. Yeah. And I mean, UFOs, right? Take a look at this thing. Just take a look now. Like, the novelty is off in a way, right? We're all used to, we know there is psyops, and there's a lot of talk about extra dimensionals now, and that they might be demons. Having all of that in mind, watch this thing. Like, you'll see new things. Maybe you've seen this movie before, and it would, because the way our consciousness would approach things like this, it would be pre-programmed. The suggestion of what it is, what they're doing, it's already been handed down, and people would go with that, and then you just look through that lens. Now with all the updated stuff, look again. Look at what you're seeing. Look at the experience. Look at all. It's fascinating. It's really fascinating to me. Like, especially from a psychological perspective, it is like,